Hello everyone, my name is Callie Spikes, and today I'm going to be talking to you a little bit about the Inside Out program, which is a program for not only juvenile delinquents but adults as well, that focuses on education within the correction system. The mission statement for the Inside Out program is education in which we are able to encounter each other, especially across profound social barriers, is transformative and allows problems to be approached in new and different ways. Inside Out's mission is to create opportunities for people inside and outside of prison to have transformative learning experiences that emphasize collaboration and dialogue, inviting them to take leadership in addressing vital issues of social justice. The Inside Out program also includes a vision statement for their program, and that is that we believe that by studying together and working on issues of crime, justice, and related social concerns, those of us inside and outside of prison can catalyze the kinds of change that will make our communities more inclusive, just, humane, and socially sustainable. So, a little bit about the Inside Out program. Its inception was in 1997, and it's an educational based program, and it brings together campus based students with incarcerated students, and it has grown into an international network. So, I wanted to talk a little bit about education in juvenile delinquency and economic opportunities in juvenile delinquency because it relates back to this program in such a nice way, and it kind of opens up a conversation. So I was reading through our book, and I have a list of different quotes from the book. Um, and I also have a quote at the very bottom of the slide from an academic journal that talks about economic opportunities and how they relate to crime. And like it says on the slide, um, dropouts make up disproportionately higher percentages of the nation's prison and death row inmates. Typically, when someone drops out of high school, they're more likely to get involved in crime because of them seeking economic opportunities. Like it says, most of them, drop out because they want to get a job, they want to make money. Um, so that's kind of how education ties into this program, is trying to connect with those dropouts that are in our correctional facilities and provide them with an education so when they decide or can re-enter into society, they're better equipped and have a better economic opportunity than they would have had they not had that education. Because as we all know, I mean, nowadays you have to have education, higher education at that, um, to even begin to see opportunities that are economically beneficial to you. So at the bottom of the slide, this quote says, "These studies collectively demonstrate the impact of limited access to legal economic opportunities and early exposure to criminal justice involvement on decision-making styles and preferences for crime." And essentially, this journal goes into detail about how when you're looking at legal economic opportunities and illegal economic opportunities, the illegal ones are easier to access. Because when you don't have the education and other sorts of things that provide you with access to legal economic opportunities, then comes into play the legal economic opportunities that are much easier to access. So if you look down below, I have two maps that I have gotten from the Inside Out Program's website. And the map in the top right-hand corner is obviously of the United States. The white state, Wyoming, that means that there are no trained instructors in that state. The lighter teal colored states means that there's only about 1 to 5 trained instructors. And the darkest purple states, like Pennsylvania and California, that means that they have the most, over 100 trained instructors. And I found that map really interesting to see where all the different trained instructors are and how many there are in each state. I think it kind of shows the success of the Inside Out program in those states. And then if you look down below that map, that's a global map, and it shows where there are trainers and instructors in different parts of the world. There are several different leadership positions within this program. Firstly, we have state and regional coordinators. So these are people who work with the Inside Out centers to collect up-to-date information on where and when instructors are teaching. They provide support to newly trained instructors, and they serve as sort of a liaison with correctional facilities and or correctional systems when it's appropriate. The higher education partners, as it suggests, those are the universities that have established Inside Out programs for their students. And same goes for the corrections partners. Those are going to be the correctional facilities that have the Inside Out program within their facilities and collaborate with the higher education partners to get them running. And the prospective students would be, me or you. Since its inception, there's been over 65,000 students who have participated in this program. And they offer classes like anthropology, criminal justice, law, history, English, gender studies, a wide variety to the prospective students and to the students within the correctional facilities. And these projects that they do are done collaboratively, so you're working directly with the students that are in the facilities. The funding source for this program was kind of difficult to decipher. They just recently switched to a completely nonprofit organization. So they're temporarily operating financially under the umbrella of a fiscal sponsor, but they continuously accept donations, and the donations range from like $5 to $200, just depending on the types of things that they need. And most of those donations go to the facilities, to the students, to the resources that they use, like books and all of those sorts of things. So one area that I think could benefit from improvement would be the think tanks. Think tanks are Inside Out alumni and faculty who meet regularly on a voluntary basis at a correctional facility and create their own projects. And another area that I think could improve is the training that they use for their instructors. I think what I would recommend for the think tanks is to create more of them throughout the country and globally, so that way those who come out of incarceration have access to those programs. And I think for training that I would try to accept more donations and cut back on some of the cost for the stuff that they use for their trainings.